What if I told you that everything you believe to be reality is actually just an illusion, shaped by your own mind? And what if I told you that science has known this for years, but chose not to tell you? This isn't sci-fi. It's pure quantum physics. Einstein already brushed the edges of this mystery, and today, researchers like the HeartMath Institute and Dr. Joe Dispenza are confirming what ancient spiritual masters always whispered: you are connected to everything, and everything responds to you. Literally. Quantum entanglement shows us that particles, separated by miles, still influence each other instantly. So imagine what happens with your thoughts, emotions, and the frequency you emit. They're entangling realities, too. Close your eyes for a second. Picture yourself living the life you truly want. Can you feel it? That feeling isn't a fantasy, it might be a preview of what's already on its way, if you learn how to align with it vibrationally. See, your mind isn't just a storage unit of thoughts. It's a living antenna, co-creating your existence, second by second. And your subconscious? That's the hidden programmer behind it all. This isn't about magic. It's about the space where science and spirituality finally shake hands. It's where invisible laws govern your energy and shape your reality. What you're about to learn here might rattle some old beliefs, challenge a few paradigms, and, if you allow it, unlock a dormant power inside you that's been waiting for permission to rise. You're about to understand how the universe actually works, and how it mirrors your vibration back to you, like a perfect reflection. But here's the thing, once you see this, you can't unsee it. So the real question is, are you ready to take responsibility for this kind of power? Have you ever thought about someone, and then they text you seconds later? That's not just coincidence. What quantum physics calls entanglement might be exactly that, an invisible, silent, yet incredibly powerful connection. Einstein, though skeptical, referred to this as spooky action at a distance because it defied traditional logic. Yet it happens. All the time. Not just with particles, but maybe with you, too. Years later, physicist Alan Aspect would stun the world with experiments proving this: two particles, separated by miles, moved as one. That discovery shattered the limits of time and space. So here's the question that lingers: if everything in the universe is made of particles, including you, why would your mind be the exception? Roger Penrose, another scientific giant, posed a bold idea: what if human consciousness itself is a quantum phenomenon? And if that's true, it changes everything. Think about it, if two particles can communicate instantly, what about two hearts? Have you ever been so connected to someone that words became unnecessary? Science is finally beginning to prove what spirituality has been saying for thousands of years: there's a subtle web that links us all. Your thoughts? They're not just yours. Your vibration? It might be affecting more than you realize. Here's where it gets even more fascinating: if your mind is part of a quantum field, then it's not isolated. It's plugged into a cosmic network. Like an invisible Wi-Fi where intention, emotion, and energy are the signals being exchanged. So when you vibrate fear, doubt, or lack, that's the signal you're broadcasting. And guess what? The universe listens. But when you shift into love, trust, and gratitude, something changes. And no, it's not magic. It's applied quantum physics. It's spiritual science at work. It's you, consciously creating your reality. So, if everything in the universe is interconnected, including your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs, then it's possible that what you feel deep down, even without realizing it, is quietly shaping everything you experience. But here's the kicker: where does that inner vibration even come from? Who's really holding the remote to your frequency? Here's a hard truth: most of what you experience isn't being driven by your conscious self. The real pilot? Your subconscious mind. And it's sneaky, silent, deep, and packed with old programming you didn't even know you downloaded. It works like a living antenna, constantly sending out signals to the universe based on beliefs that got embedded way back in your childhood. In quantum physics, it's starting to show that those signals aren't just metaphors, they're real. The HeartMath Institute discovered something straight out of a sci-fi movie. The human heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond the body. And this field reacts to emotion. When you feel fear, the field vibrates one way. When you feel love, it vibrates entirely differently. Now combine that with quantum entanglement, and you start to realize, you're literally interacting with the world through your emotional energy. This isn't mysticism, it's science with a soul. Think of it this way, if your subconscious is the antenna, your emotions are the frequency. And what you attract is a mirror of the signal you're putting out. Ever noticed how angry people seem to attract chaos? Or how grateful people always seem a little luckier? That's not random. It's the vibrational field responding to your deepest emotional patterns. And if you want to change the life you're living, that's where you've got to start. Let's make this even simpler. Picture your subconscious as a hidden DJ in a booth, choosing the soundtrack of your life without asking you. If it's spinning fear of rejection, then guess what? Your life, your dance floor, is going to reflect that rhythm. You'll attract experiences that confirm it. But when you change the track, with intention, with awareness, everything shifts. Co-creation isn't about forcing things. It's about tuning in. And the only thing you can truly tune into is what already vibrates inside of you. Now that we know your subconscious is the one broadcasting your frequency, here comes the million-dollar question. How do you change it? The answer might sound magical, but it's way more scientific than people think. Techniques like creative visualization, guided meditation, positive affirmations, EFT tapping, and even NLP aren't just feel-good fluff. They're backed by neuroscience, energetics, and real-world results. Dr. Joe Dispenza, for instance, has shown in numerous studies that it's possible to change the actual biology of the brain, just by combining focused intention with elevated emotion. That's not woo-woo. That's brain science meeting the quantum field. But here's the secret nobody really talks about. It's not enough to just think differently. You have to feel differently. Your mind might imagine a new reality. But it's your body that has to believe it. That's why when you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and vividly picture yourself already living that new reality, with real emotion, you're not daydreaming. You're sending out a new signal into the field. And quantum entanglement listens. That's not dreaming. That's co-creating. Imagine this, every morning, before your feet hit the floor, you spend 5 quiet minutes visualizing your ideal day. Not just seeing it, but feeling it, what it's like to hear good news, to receive unexpected money, to have that conversation go beautifully. Do that for 21 days. Your subconscious starts to believe it's familiar. And the universe? It responds. Because your frequency has changed. Simple. Powerful. Transformative. Affirmations can help too, but only when they're real. Instead of repeating "I am rich" when it feels like a lie, try something like, "I'm learning to align with abundance." That subtle shift makes your brain feel safe enough to believe. Pair that with meditation, and you start to calm the noise, harmonize your heart, and reset your system. Everything begins with intention. But it's emotion that flips the switch in the quantum field. Here's something no one tells you. When you start raising your frequency, really shifting it, something strange tends to happen. The universe starts testing you. Little surprises pop up. Unexpected challenges. Setbacks that feel like the opposite of progress. But, are they really? It's classic. You start meditating, you feel more aligned, things feel lighter, and then boom. Your car breaks down. An old trigger resurfaces. Someone questions your choices. Your first instinct? To think, am I going backwards? But the truth is, it's just a test. Like a video game level you've never passed before, this is your initiation. The universe isn't punishing you. It's checking your signal. Seeing if you've really shifted, or if you're just hoping things change. The quantum field doesn't just respond to your intentions. It responds to your consistency. You say you want abundance, but how do you react when an unexpected bill hits? You claim you're aligned with peace, but what happens when someone cuts you off in traffic? These aren't problems. They're mirrors. They're showing you where your frequency still flickers. Let me tell you a real story. There was a woman I worked with who spent months visualizing the perfect relationship. Then, when someone amazing finally showed up, she panicked. Started pulling away. Not because he was wrong, but because her subconscious still clung to the old belief, I don't deserve love. She wasn't failing. She was being asked to upgrade. And when she responded with a new action, stepping into love instead of fear, her whole world shifted. That's what it means to pass the test. It's vibrational commitment. So next time something seems to go wrong right after you've made progress, smile. That's your cue. That's the universe asking, are you really ready for what you asked for? And your job? To answer not with words, but with vibration. Say it with your energy. This is just a test. And I'm ready to pass. And something amazing happens when you stop seeing these tests as setbacks. You begin to rise above them. You stop reacting to life and start responding from alignment. You stop chasing reality and start creating it. Because the truth is, you always were. Quantum physics has already proven that everything is connected. So if subatomic particles can stay entangled across space and time, why would your mind and emotions be disconnected from what's happening in your life? You're not a victim of your circumstances. You're the one writing the script. You just forgot you were the author. Maybe now, you'll start to look back on your past with different eyes. Those old blocks and repeated patterns weren't curses, they were reflections. Reflections of a frequency you didn't even know you were broadcasting. And here's the good news, that frequency can change. Reality creation isn't some miracle reserved for the chosen few. It's an inner technology. And it's available to anyone brave enough to access it. Spirituality isn't something floating in the clouds. It's grounded. It's scientific. It's right there in the quantum field, waiting for you to tune in. So let me ask you, what reality are you ready to co-create now? What new frequency are you willing to sustain, even when life throws curveballs at you? What's going to be stronger, your old story, or your new future? If this resonated with you, even just a little, then this wasn't just a video. It was a wake-up call. And if you want to keep learning how to reprogram your subconscious, unlock your energy, and live in alignment with who you really are, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Because this journey is just beginning. And here's the truth. You never needed to find power outside of yourself. It's always been there. You just had to remember how to use it.